Hello everyone. Today we are going to talk about a drama romance film called The Hairdresser's Husband from 1990. Enjoy your viewing. This story began when Antoine was very young. His mother knitted him and his brother woolen trunks with pom-poms that depicted cherries. The problem was that these swim trunks never dried out because the boys were constantly playing in the water. As a result, he got injured and walked with his legs wide apart. He was very angry with his mother, but at the same time grateful to her because she made him realize that he needed to take care of his health. He was about 12 years old, and he loved going to the hairdresser's because the owner was incredibly beautiful in his eyes. She was a curvaceous woman who did not hesitate to unbutton the top buttons of her robe. Antoine was so attracted to this woman that he came to her even when he had nothing to cut. He just wanted to spend a few cherished minutes in the chair. While the woman was washing and cutting his hair, the boy inhaled the unique mixture of her cologne scents. He imagined that he was holding her in his arms. One evening at dinner, a father asks his sons what they plan to do when they grow up. The older boy talks about the professions he has chosen for himself, and Antoine declares that he will become a hairdresser's husband, for which he receives a slap from his father and runs away to his room. From then on, he has a dream of marrying a hairdresser. This dream becomes the main thing in his life, and he cannot think of anything else. Many years pass. In the town where old Antoine lives, the owner of the barbershop changes. Now the barbershop is run by a lovely young woman. She also serves the customers. Antoine walks into the barbershop and asks for a haircut, but Mathilde is waiting for another client, and will be able to see him only in an hour. Antoine recalls the very wise words of his father. A woman is like a crossword puzzle. The harder it is to solve, the sweeter she is when you do. The boy did not understand the meaning of these words at the time, but he still remembered his father's words. He was transported back to the present. The man was hiding for a long time, watching the empty salon where no one came. Antoine fell in love for the second time in his life, and now he intended to marry the hairdresser. The man recalls how one day, when he came to get a haircut, little Antoine stumbled upon a locked door. The woman of his dreams was lying on the couch, apparently asleep. Sighing, the boy looks at her legs and other parts of her body. Suddenly, the woman's dog pushes her, and the blonde's body falls to the floor. The boy does not have time to realize what has happened. People come running, break down the door, and take the hairdresser outside. The woman drank too much and died. Of course, the boy did not attend the funeral, but since that day he has not stopped thinking about this woman. Antoine comes back from his memories and suddenly proposes to the girl without even knowing her name. Mathilde stops for only a second and then continues to cut his hair without saying another word. As he leaves, Antoine apologizes to the barber for his boldness and stays the night under the window of the girl who lives right above the salon. Antoine recalls how his father used to tell him as a child that there are no impossible dreams. If you don't achieve your dream, it means you didn't want it bad enough. 3 weeks later, Antoine returns to the salon. Mathilde is friendly and polite to the client, but they no longer speak during the haircut. One day Mathilde can't stand it anymore and goes back to what Antoine said. She tells him that if it wasn't a joke or a mockery, she is ready to accept his offer. At this moment, Antoine feels like a little boy whose dream has finally come true. Meanwhile, the couple immediately finds themselves on the couch, where they tell each other their names, talk about their interests, and make plans for their life together. Then the girl invites him to her room upstairs. After learning that his son is going to marry the hairdresser, his old father dies of a heart attack. The mother also does not come to the wedding and refuses to meet her daughter-in-law. The celebration takes place in a hairdresser's shop, and only Antoine's brother and his wife and an old friend are present. But the small number of guests does not prevent the company from having fun. The brother gives Antoine a gift that makes everyone laugh. It's a pair of pom-pom swim trunks, just like they had when they were kids. And from his mother, he passes on a black and white photo of Antoine and his father. During a party, a random customer walks into the barbershop and asks Mathilde to shave his beard because people think he looks too angry with it. Seeing that he has come at a bad time, the client wants to leave, but Mathilde is happy to shave him, even without charging him. But when the client sees his new face in the mirror, he is upset because it has become even worse. Antoine turns on his favorite Indian music and asks his bride to dance. He keeps looking at his watch, waiting for the guests to leave so they can finally be alone. The couple's relationship can be called fairy tale. On their honeymoon, he took her to the same beach where he used to go in woolen swimming trunks. But the honeymoon trip was very short. He could not wait to start family life with his beloved woman. The newlyweds returned to the hairdresser. Mathilde continued to cut hair, and Antoine spent all his free time with his beautiful wife. On one of the usual days, an unfamiliar man runs into the salon and jumps into a chair as if trying to hide. His wife comes in after him, and the couple has a very emotional scene with slaps and heated glances. Everyone is happy about this, including the offended husband. They already have 3 children, and his wife is still jealous of him. Barely waiting for the end of the working day, Antoine closes the door and pushes his wife against the wall, where the couple is engaged in their joys. During this process, Mathilde repeats that she is very afraid of the day when her husband will fall out of love with her. A woman comes to a hairdresser with a crying boyfriend who needs a haircut. The client keeps telling Mathilde that the boy was adopted. She has already regretted her decision many times and does not advise the couple to repeat this mistake. The boy hides under the chair, and his mother cannot calm him down. But Antoine finds an approach to him. He turns on Indian music and dances. The boy finally stops talking and allows him to clean his head. Antoine is glad they have no children, and nothing will spoil the figure of his beautiful wife. They have no friends. He has always found couples who need the company of other people suspicious. They also have no close relatives, so they can devote all their time to each other. They are happy, and nothing else matters. He asks Mathilde to dance, promises to buy a lottery ticket, win, and take her on a cruise on the Nile, where they will dance on the deck in each other's arms and watch the sunset. Mathilde is afraid that her husband will lose interest in her. Sometimes she asks Antoine to hug her so tightly that she has trouble breathing. The husband doesn't understand where his wife's fears come from, because he never ceases to admire her. One day, he even takes advantage of the fact that the client to whom Mathilde was washing his hair begins to doze off. And sitting down next to his wife, Antoine takes off all her unnecessary clothes and works out with her, bringing positive emotions to his wife. In the 10 years they have been married, the couple has quarreled only once, and that was for some ridiculous reason. Left alone, Antoine smokes and recalls the first time he and his brother tried cigarettes. But at night, Mathilde comes to the man, and they make up, not wanting to waste time on a quarrel. To finally make peace, the couple throws a party. Since there are absolutely no alcoholic beverages in the house, they use lotions and cologne. The couple is having such a great time that they don't have time to clean the salon and tidy up before the first clients arrive. Antoine and Mathilde visit a friend of theirs in a nursing home. There, a man much older than Antoine talks about the disadvantages of old age and how the relatives who visit him run away as soon as they show up. After the visit, the couple returns to work, and this day is no different from the others. But suddenly the girl seems a little mysterious. As soon as the last clients leave the hair salon, a thunderstorm and torrential rain begins outside. This makes it almost impossible to see anything. Not wanting to waste time, Mathilde gets rid of her extra clothes and demands that her husband be happy. The couple spends the evening again, but at some point the girl abruptly runs away and tells her husband that she needs to buy something for dinner. On her way out, she turns to Antoine as if to say goodbye. When she reaches the embankment, where the water has risen from the downpour, Mathilde does not hesitate to step over the fence. When her body is pulled out of the water, a note for Antoine is found in her pocket. In it, Mathilde explains that she wanted to leave before her husband's love and desire were exhausted. She wants him to remember her as young, beautiful, and desirable. Nothing seems to change in Antoine's life. He sits in the barbershop every day with the same calm look. One day, a client comes in who knows about Antoine's problems. At first, the client just wanted to support him. Antoine offers to wash his hair, and then turns on his favorite Indian music and the two men dance together. But then old Antoine abruptly turns it off and returns to his seat. Antoine looks at the magazine. Looking at the surprised visitor, Antoine tells him with a smile on his face that the barber will be here any minute. He just needs to wait a little bit. If you have watched the video so far, you should know that I am happy to have viewers like you. Thank you for watching to the end. Subscribe to the channel and follow the news. Klontsak Recapped was with you. See you soon.